And good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being with me. My name is Will Johnson. We're going to talk about this tyrannical government. Let's talk about it. Or where they went, they caught 78 known terrorists within the beginning of this year alone. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Will Johnson. The website is uniteamericanfirst.com. You know the routine. Go ahead. Please hit the share button on this. Share this, no matter how you're watching this or listening to this, no matter where or how. All right, let's just get right into it. The FBI. You know, there's so much that the FBI has been exposed about here lately. And it's almost like, so what? So what? What are you going to do about it? There's nothing you can do about it. And that's their attitude. They can commit crimes, they can do corruption, and they go, well, what are you going to do about it? There's nothing you can do about it because we are the law, right? So essentially they're saying that they are above the law. They're hiding criminal activity from the Biden crime family. Just look the other way. Information coming out, Joe Biden took bribes. You can't tell me that the FBI didn't know about it in 2019, 2018. There's no way that they did not know about it. They knew about Biden's criminal activity. We're talking about the FBI now. When his criminal activity when he was VP, because the criminal activity that Joe Biden did along with his family took place. A lot of it took place when he was VP. You mean to tell me that the FBI didn't know? And if the FBI didn't know about Joe Biden's criminal activity, were they doing their jobs or did they not care? Did they just look the other way? Listen to this, because on Capitol Hill, the FBI directors were supposed to show up. They didn't show up because they don't want to be asked questions about the criminal activity that the FBI has been engaged in. It's like they were like, I'm just not going to go. I'm not going to show up. So then that way I can deny anything. Or they don't even have to go and say, I plead the fifth. None of that. Listen to this with Senator Howie talking to the FBI agents. Listen to this.
So your testimony is the 280,000 queries of American citizens was unintentional. That's your final answer?
That's how they were assessed by that team that did the review. I'm not satisfied with that. That's why we've implemented further measures, as I announced earlier today.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. And frankly, we've heard from your agency 1,000 times that you're going to do better, will do better.
You remember, they said they were going to do better after the 2016, after they were spying on President Trump. Y'all remember that? Oh, we made changes to our FBI department so that would never happen again. The only changes that they made, or they attempted to make, is not to get caught.
Promised after the abuses of Title I, you'd do better. And then we find out that in the meantime, you're illegally querying 280,000 American citizens' data. It's unbelievable, frankly. Everything you say is unbelievable.
It really is. It's all unbelievable. Listen, because I want to address this, because the way the FBI, you know what, the FBI, they're supposed to be the law enforcement in the country that we're supposed to trust. Wouldn't you agree? Shouldn't we be trusting the FBI? At least we used to. At least I used to. I'm being honest with you. When I was younger, and I've said this multiple times before, I used to trust the FBI.
Yeah, they used to be full of integrity.
You can't trust them anymore.
No integrity.
None at all. Well, listen to this. Here's some more of this hearing that I want to share with you about them addressing the corruption coming out of the FBI. And at the end of the day, is anything truly going to be done about it? Is this the true takeover of a tyrannical government setting up? Is this the tyrannical government the founding fathers told us, they warned us about? I think it is.
Hundreds of thousands of searches of Americans' private communications and information are conducted each and every year without a probable cause warrant. Now, let me be very clear. That number should not just be going down. That number should be zero. Every quote unquote non-compliant search involving U.S. persons violates an American citizen's constitutional rights. And yet every year, the FBI claims that we should just trust the FBI to fix the problems internally. Well, first they tell us there are no problems. Then they tell us we will fix them because we've got good people and we've got new policies. At this time it's going to be different.
Yeah, this time it's going to be different. This time we're going to hide it better. But they sucked at that hiding it. They sucked at that as well.
Only later we find out that the FBI conducted more and more illegal searches in violation of Americans' constitutional rights than the last time we addressed the issue. So it's hard not to conclude that the only thing the FBI wishes it could fix here is the possibility of getting caught.
The possibility of getting caught. We need to fix that. We need to fix it so we can create and do criminal activity and not get caught. So is it safe to say that the FBI is an organized crime organization? Because they're doing the bidding of the Democrat Party, which is nothing but a bunch of criminals. Really? I mean, show me, prove otherwise. Prove otherwise. If anyone does any criminal activity, they need to suffer the consequences. But see, it's different when it comes to Democrats and it comes to Republicans. It's completely different. If a Republican commits a crime, rightfully so, should have to pay the penalty, pay the price, have to own up to it, right? They should get in trouble. But when Democrats commit the exact same crime, oh, there's nothing here. You're just going after us. It's just a witch hunt. Do you see that? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm pretty sure that I am. Because the left, the Democrats, they are all above the law. When they say no one is above the law, they're talking about you and I and everybody else. But when it comes to being above the law, they are, because they can commit the crime, because they have the FBI, because they have the DOJ, because they have Homeland, because they have the DOD, they have the IRS, they have the FTC, the CIA. They have all of them under their thumb. So because they have them under their thumb, they are above the law. They can do it and nothing you can do about it. Listen to this. Just more proof of this very thing. Listen.
Stay with you. You just started to answer Senator Blackburn's question that not releasing the 1023 or talking about it as a matter of life and death. Question of life and death, you said. Explain.
It is potentially a question of life and death.
For whom?
With regard to the source of the information.
Now, they're referring to the unclassified document that they have requested from the FBI. Let me say it again. The unclassified document. And they don't want to release that unclassified document to Congress, to the Senate, because of security safety reasons. They're trying to cover their tracks.
So now we've confirmed that the document exists. That's progress because the FBI director initially denied that it exists. Why did he do that?
We have already and previously acknowledged the existence of the documents.
Yeah, after you first denied it. Now, when a member of this committee read it, right, the FBI director, let's just get the record straight. The FBI director initially said it doesn't exist. Then Senator Grassley said, I've read it. Then he said, oh, okay, well, gotcha.
Somebody should be going to jail. They lied. They straight up lied. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you mean that doc? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we do have that doc. Okay, now share with us. Yeah, no, we can't. Why not? Let me say what the FBI is not saying. We don't want to share the doc with you because it will expose all of the criminal activity that the Biden crime family has been doing. And then the response should be, well, why would you want to expose all the criminal activity? Aren't you the FBI? Aren't you supposed to expose criminal activity? Yeah, but there's probably people with inside, not probably, I take it back. There's people with inside the FBI that has been working on this all this time, and they've seen the criminal activity and they took advantage of it themselves as well. Right? That's if they're, just be blunt, be brave. You're already hiding the information. At least this is my perception when they're doing this. I mean, this is the perception that they're giving the American people, the reason why they don't want to share an unclassified document.
I guess it does exist. Now you're going back and forth with members of this committee. What's in it? Why don't you just release it? Is it classified?
The document is not classified.
Okay. Will you commit to releasing it?
Senator, we'll take that back and we will work with you in this committee.
How about just a yes or no? Will you commit to releasing this unclassified document that alleges that the President of the United States, the President of the United States.
Yeah, right. I'm going to repeat this one more time for everybody. It's unclassified. I mean, this is like so crazy. Now I can understand if it was classified, then okay, maybe there's something in there that the people don't need to see for security, safety reasons, national security. Okay, I get it. I think we all get it. But this is not even a classified document. They're hiding the document still, preventing them from seeing it because it's going to expose the corruption of the tyrannical government.
Has taken $5 million or more in bribes from a foreign nation.
The document has already been released pursuant to a subpoena to the House Oversight Committee.
Has it been released to this committee?
We'll work with this committee within the parameters that are established to meet.
Will you release the document to the public? It's unclassified. Don't you think the American people have a right to see it?
Senator, the document, as you know, contains sensitive information that has bearing on
the Biden crime family. Let me put that in there before he come out and spew this. It has sensitive information on the Biden crime family because that's who they're protecting here. This is wild. When did the FBI become defenders of criminals? Someone please explain it to me.
Senator, the document, as you know, contains sensitive information that has bearing on the life of the source of the information, potentially.
You can redact the source's name. We do this all the time.
In some instances, Senator, and I know you know this, that is not sufficient to protect people. And that's what we strive and work to do each and every day. And I hope you would take that seriously, too.
Oh, I take it very seriously. But I also take seriously the fact that your institution has repeatedly abused its authority.
Right.
100%.
I mean, they don't want to protect all people.
No, they don't.
Give me a break. And you know what, Will, you asked, since when are they like this? Since they've been hijacked by the Democrat Party, let's be honest. You know, our government has been taken over by one party, an authoritarian, tyrannical type of government. They lock the Republicans out of everything.
I mean, did they say that they were going to be transparent?
Yeah. Oh, they're anything but, right? That's exactly it.
Yeah, they say they're going to be transparent. They're going to share everything. We're not going to hide anything, hold anything back. And that's all that they've been doing. They've been hiding everything, all of the criminal activity, right? Talking about scandal after scandal, crime after crime. And they're hiding it from the American people because it shows the criminal activities of the Biden crime family. And, you know, this is the same FBI that went to big tech companies, the same FBI that exposed for paying over $3 million to Twitter to censor the American people. The same FBI. How many of y'all trust the FBI today? And you know what? They don't like the fact that we don't trust them anymore. Should we trust them? Do you trust them? There's actual criminal activities happening right in front of our faces. And they go, nope, there's nothing there. Trump. We'll go for Trump, though. Criminal activity. This is tyrannical government. It's nothing but a bunch of tyrants. Nothing but a bunch of tyrants. Listen to Blackburn as she's addressing some of this information because she was in there as well. But, you know, they just kept avoiding everything. Listen to what she says.
Well, indeed, he was protecting Joe Biden. This is why I followed it.
See, that's exactly what we all been saying. They're protecting Joe Biden, the Biden crime family.
With saying, so what is your job? Is your job to defend the people of this country and the Constitution of the United States, or defend Joe Biden? And of course he said, well, I defend the Constitution and the people of the United States. That's our mission. But he is spending his time defending Joe and Hunter Biden in this instance. And he went on to say it was about the source and that it could be a life or death matter. And of course, Senator Hawley followed up my questioning by asking him, and Larry, in that, what did we learn? We learned by saying we had to defend the source, life or death matter. This is somebody they knew. It's probably somebody they trusted. And that person had come forward with this information about Joe and Hunter Biden. And what they were trying to do is to keep it on the down low, keep it from coming to light. But Senator Grassley had seen the unredacted form, which is a 1023 form. He had seen that, and he knew what was in that form, and it was not what had been revealed to the House Oversight Committee.
Wow. So they lied. When they showed the information to the House Oversight Committee. The FBI lied, and they shared something else that was fraudulent.
They redacted it so you can see it. They didn't give the full form. They actually redacted it. And it's not even like they said, it's not even classified document. So to redact it to people that have every right to see every single word in that form, you can't even make it up. That's them protecting the big guy.
Yeah. They're protecting the Biden crime family. They're protecting all of them. The question is do they have something on them? I mean, why else would they do this? I mean, who was giving the order to the FBI to protect the Biden crime family? Who's giving that order? Think about it. Is anyone asking that question? Because somebody's giving them that order.
I mean, well, we all know that it's bigger. I said the Democrat Party, but it's bigger than that.
It is. But I want to know who gave the order to the FBI to hide this information from Congress, from both the House and the Senate? Who gave the order to not share the information with them? Because, Joe Biden, he's the criminal involved in this. The FBI, they were happy to spy on President Trump. The FBI, they were happy to raid Mar-a-Lago. The FBI was happy to try to, put Trump in a compromised position. They were happy to share, boxes of photos for President Trump, leak information. But when it comes to Joe Biden, they brush it off. Who gave that order?
Yeah. And you know what, Will? It's scary because think of all the stuff we do know, right? And we sit there and we think, oh my gosh.
Yes.
I can't even imagine what we don't know.
Oh my goodness. It's that you can't handle the truth.
We probably can't. And I think a lot of it, even with the trafficking of young,
children,
people, and all the evidence,
the modern day slavery
about that.
Modern day slavery with the Democrats are involved in.
I just think it's probably once again even worse than we think. It's scary.
Yeah.
But one day we will know. One day we will know, and we'll look back and go, man, what a demonic world it was.
It is. And I think, that's not going to take place until Trump returns, right? They're doing everything they can right now to prevent Trump returning, because I'm telling you, Trump returns, all of it is going to get exposed. Well, maybe not all of it, not every single thing, because there's some stuff that they're buried so deep that no one will ever find, right? But the stuff that they're using to destroy the country and all the other dirt that they've done, they wouldn't be going after President Trump the way they are, right? Think about it. Yeah. They wouldn't be going after them the way they are, because they know when Trump returns, it's going to be game over for them.
And you know what I loved in his speech? He said, I know who they are.
Yeah, the deep state.
Right. He's like, I know who they are. Like putting that threat out there.
And I'm like, oh my goodness, he knows who we are. He knows who we are. We gotta get him. Oh no, go get him. And right now they're all rejoicing. You know what? And I've said this before, and I want to make sure I say it one more time. You know, President Trump is just a man. Did you know that, Shannon? Trump is just a man. He doesn't walk on water.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He doesn't walk on water. He makes mistakes. We all make mistakes, right? He's just a man. But God put him in this position because he was the right man for the job in this day and age, right? That's the reason why. God put him there. I give God all the credit because he put him there. And the left, they hate to hear that. Oh, how dare you bring God into this? How dare you say that God put Trump there? Yeah, of course. They reject God. How many leftists, are there any Democrats on here, Shannon? Have you seen any Democrats on here that might, how many Democrats on here right now will acknowledge God? Because for the most part, they all deny God.
I really haven't been looking because Lori's on here, so I'm letting her handle the chat. But
awesome. We got a couple of super chats there.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, mandatory carry. He said, had the founders foreseen the future, they would have written a very different Second Amendment. Yeah, we've heard that before. A well-protected public being necessary to the security of a free state. The duty of the people to keep and bear arms shall be enforced. Yeah, I think he's put that in there before. Someone has. Yeah.
I think he's been on top of it a long time. 100%. And thank you so much, sir, for the super chat there. Thank you so much. Okay, listen to this one. Because, we've always had this, the Democrats, it's always been the Democrats, the party of slavery. That has never changed. They'll put out this whole lie trying to convince all of us that the party switch, and the parties never switch. The only thing switched, and I've said this so many times, the only thing that switched were the tactics that they use to control black, brown, white, yellow, purple people, any color, right? They just changed their tactics in controlling people. But the modern day slavery, again, the Democrat Party, all involved in it. They try to say that it's always the those on the right, white supremacists, et cetera, et cetera. They're the ones doing it. But, that's not true. That's not true. The only ones that's still pushing modern day slavery in the United States of America are those on the left.
We're missing 85,000 children, 85,000 children. And while Democrats across the aisle on this committee want to talk about families being separated under the Trump administration, I'd like to introduce for the record, Mr. Chairman, a letter from Custom and Border Protection saying that the Biden administration is ending DNA testing, familial DNA testing, that was at the end of May 31st, 2023. So when you talk about separating children, we have the Biden administration not even testing who these adults and these children are. And I can't comprehend it. Everyone in this room knows what an Amber Alert is. We all get them on our phones, right? This is when a child has been kidnapped. And we are so concerned in this country about children who have been kidnapped that we have something called an Amber Alert, notifying all of us that there is a missing child. 85,000 children missing, migrant children missing in the United States is the same thing as 85,000 Amber Alerts. It's unbelievable. Mr. Wolf, many of the children are brought to the United States by coyotes and human smugglers. In your view, how is Secretary Mayorkas responsible for exasperating the unaccompanied children humanitarian crisis?
Well, it's not just one action. It's obviously a culmination of a variety of different incentives. It's an incentive structure that has been created over the past 27 months that allows individuals to come into the country and remain into the country. When you exempt UACs from Title 42, that sends a signal to the cartels and to everyone else to smuggle as many children across that border as humanly possible. We know they're going to stay in the United States. So when you make these categorical pronouncements, the cartel...
You hear this? Are you hearing this, people? It's almost like the federal government is working hand in hand with the freaking cartel. Are they hand in hand? Okay, let's traffic the children together. That's exactly what's happening here. They're not trying to prevent it. They're making policies and they're making methods for them to traffic children easier. This is like unreal. We're talking about the most innocent of us all, children. And these sick people are trafficking them.
Cartels are watching and they are paying attention. And just to key off on your last point, not only did DNA testing about to end, the vetting of sponsors also ended at HHS under this administration. No more vetting, detailed, in-depth vetting of sponsors. We also increased vetting of other household members. We didn't just want to know who the sponsor was. We wanted to know other household members and dive into those backgrounds. That was eliminated as well. Site visits, not every home was visited, but random site visits to make sure that those children were where they said they would be, also eliminated under this administration. So the idea that somehow they're protecting children because they needed to facilitate the flow out of HHS facilities quicker and quicker is a misnomer.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is unbelievable. I mean, this is the federal government. You know, it's our duty as human beings to protect children, regardless of who they are, where they're from, what they look like, what they smell like, it doesn't matter, their hair, their complexion. We are supposed to protect and defend children. When did that end? When did that stop? These people are straight up monsters. If they can't kill them in the womb, they'll do everything they can to kill them and put them in the tomb. This is disgusting. I mean, I don't have any sympathy for these evil demonic people. And they keep pushing this crap like it's a good thing to have children put in harm's way. Am I the only one seeing this? It's like, what's going on? I know that I'm not. But it's like I want to scream and say, just stop. Stop all of it. On one hand, you got people that are speaking up against all of this, saying, look, we don't need to have children be put in harm's way. We don't want children to be sex trafficked. We don't want the drugs and the fentanyl for children to have access to. We don't want the fentanyl killing people. We don't want any of it. We don't want the high crime rate. We don't want people being butchered and murdered, et cetera, et cetera. On one hand, we're all saying that we want the crime to stop. We want civilization to prosper. We want everyone to be great. In the other hand, the freaking left, they're for killing the unborn. They're for children being sex trafficked. They're for the drugs. You can't tell me they're not for the drugs when you have this federal government putting out crack pipes in a kit. What in the hell is going on? Think about what I'm saying here. They're actually pushing this stuff. Not only that, they're pushing drugs on the children, trying to confuse them even more. What is happening? You understand what I'm telling you? Now, I'm not, and the people on the other side where they're saying that we need to stop all of this. No one is perfect on this planet. But dadgummit, the left, they're literally rejecting God. They openly reject God and they embrace every single thing that is demonic and evil. Everything. There's not a single thing under the sun, under God's sky, that is evil that the left does not support. Name me one thing. Tell me one thing. Just give me one. Can we put the comments on the screen? Let's put the comments on the screen. And y'all tell me, is there anything, just name one thing that is under the sun that is considered evil that the left rejects? Just one. One. I can't think of it. Maybe that's why we'll put this. Go ahead, do the other one. Put them on the screen there. The single ones there. Flip through them like that. Slowly though. Go ahead. Yep. See, there's Facebook. What? Just one thing, right? Go to YouTube. Just one thing. Anybody. Just YouTube, right? There's YouTube. Go to Rumble, right? Is there just one thing? And okay, go back to all three now. I'm just wondering, is there anything, just one thing? And I used to bring this conversation up, especially when I would talk to liberals on the street constantly. I said, okay, just name one thing that the left doesn't support that's evil. Just one. And one lady said, food programs. What? She go, Republicans don't want children to have food in school. This is how they think. It's unbelievable how the minds of these people. It's really bizarre. There's nothing under the sun that is considered evil that the left doesn't support. It is it's the very definition of wokeism. Wokeism is the acceptance of everything that is considered evil. Everything. And they embrace it all. Don't even hold it back. They embrace it all. And I encourage you, send it, put it in there. I go through the comments as much as possible. And I'm like, okay, is there anything? No one can ever say, well, Will, this is evil and the left doesn't support it. What is that? What is that? Oh, you know what? One said, well, you want to have guns. You know what? They constantly talk about gun violence. And if they didn't have gun violence, they would not have an agenda. The left, they don't want gun violence to go away. And there's no such thing as gun violence because there's no such thing as car violence, no such thing as fork violence. There's no such thing as knife violence. There's no such thing as plane violence. There's no such thing as hammer violence. San Francisco, there's no such thing. They didn't call it hammer violence. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Pelosi, they didn't call it hammer violence. They didn't have a gun. He had a hammer. Oh, the hammer violence in the country is going through the roof. We need to look at banning hammers. It's no such thing as gun violence. It's violence with an idiot that used a gun. And if that violence went away and we still had all of our First Amendment, Second Amendment rights, they wouldn't have an agenda. So they don't want it to go away. So you can't use the argument that, Republicans want to have guns and Democrats don't want you to have guns. So you can't defend yourself from the evilness. See, the evil wants you to be defenseless. That's why they target children, because children, for the most part, are defenseless. You understand? So you have these people come out there. You need to come with another one. You need to come with another one. Name something that the left doesn't support that's evil. Let me show you this. Now, a lot of people think that this dude is the Antichrist. Now, if we were watching the movie, he would fit the role. He would fit the part. The problem is there's not enough people on the planet that like him. There's a lot of people that dislike him. And I'm talking about Emmanuel Macron. When the Antichrist shows up on the scene, even though according to the Bible, he's going to come from the European Union, he's going to be someone that they all marvel for. Right now, there's a lot of people in his nation that despise him. There's a lot of people across the country that don't like him. I don't care for him. I really don't. He's one of these evil tyrants. But the Antichrist, when the Antichrist comes on the scene, he's going to be someone that a lot of people will be deceived by, because that's the whole point. The Bible's clear about it. But that's not what this video is about. This video is about Emmanuel Macron walking up the steps and doing a photo op while one of his guards is falling out. He has no concern for him. Look at this. Look. So he's there falling out in the background. You can't tell me he doesn't know what's going on. The commotion's going on. He's falling down and there's two men trying to help him. And he just ignores them. Is this how they treat their military personnel, their guards there? Is this how they treat them? You're just a peasant. Stand there and if you get heat exhaustion, just fall out. We don't care. He didn't know? Really? Look at that. And it won't even look that way. And he just walks away. It's kind of like Joe Biden getting asked the question. Hey, Joe, what about these recordings? Walk away. Walk away. We don't want to talk about any recordings. Oh, no recordings here. You want to talk about any recordings? Are you kidding me? 17 different recordings allegedly saying that Joe Biden did bribery with Ukraine. And then he was asked a question about it. Oh, no.
China.
Oh, yeah, and there's China. Oh, no. Don't ask any questions about that, Trump. Okay, I got something else I want to share with you. You know, there's these people in this country that are call themselves educators. And they really do. They call themselves educators. And it's like the dumbest people ever. I don't even know why they get, think they can be in a position to call themselves educators. But they do. They do it all the time. Did you know? And I didn't know this. Maybe because
You ain't black.
I'm just saying. I didn't know this, but if you say the word lazy, or if you say that person is lazy, because I have a lot of lazy people in my family, and they're so lazy, they used to take advantage of the government. These are the assistants. Instead of going out and getting a job, they just rather sit on the couch all day and just watch TV, smoke dope, and drink 8-ball malt liquor. Being lazy. But now, apparently, if you say that they're lazy, that's like equivalent to the N-word. I never would have thunk it. If you're lazy, you're just lazy. And it don't mean, and laziness has nothing to do with color. There's laziness in everybody's nationality. Look at this from this lady talking about the N-word. And listen to the list of words that she lists off that's considered the N-word. This is like the most bizarre, idiotic thing ever. And she's a instructor of some sort. And basically, she wants to teach white women not to say these words.
10 ways you say the N-word without saying the N-word. If you use any of these terms or phrases in reference to Black people, you are just as racist as the person that actually uses the N-word. Here are the words.
You hear this?
Thug, ghetto, welfare queen, lazy.
There it is, lazy. Thug, welfare queen, lazy. Get her off the screen. Get it off the screen. And then she goes on with a whole bunch of other stupid stuff. Saying if you're saying these stuff, and then she says, look, I have a program where I can reprogram you. Basically what she's saying, I can reprogram you. Reprogram your thinking so you don't say these words, so you know what words not to say. So if you see a thug on the street, when they're straight up a thug, right? Don't call them a thug because it's like saying the N-word. Well, they're thugs. It's almost like they want to change the definition of everything. Remember, a recession used to be 2 consecutive quarters of the market going down. Recession. Then they changed it because we went to a recession. Oh, we got to change this so we don't have people believing that we're actually in a recession. Wow. So now they want to change words and everything else. Wow. All right. We're here at the end. I'm going to cut this one short just a little bit tonight. I know I came on a little bit late, but I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us. I want to say thank you again to Mandatory Carry for the super chats. Can we put the chats on the screen again for me? And we got some stars. I think I saw a few stars, Shannon.
We did. We got, let me look here. And we have Dinah.
Thank you so much.
Marty. Danielle. Chuck. Allison. Kalia. Anne. Cindy. Ruby. Andrea. Lynn. And Rodney.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for those blessings, everybody. I really do appreciate it. And I'll just, I'm picking up my phone and just saying thank you to everybody in the chats and stuff. I just said it on Rumble and on Facebook. And I want to say again, thank you, everybody, for all the blessings. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel as well. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. All right. God bless everybody. Stay safe, stay strong, stay away from these crazy, idiotic liberals staying woke, whatever. You know how it goes. Anyways, we just talked about it.